Part 2. Okay, let's begin now. Part 2. All right, now here's the 3 tips and the 4 secrets I've discovered over the last 22 years that has finally helped me to develop my own vehicle to help me win this race rather than trying to become the fastest runner. Here it is. Tip number 1.
There's actually a systematic way to identify your dream as early as possible. There's a systematic way to help you plan it step by step and set simple goals. Now, I was one of the lucky ones who had a dream when I was 7 years old, but it's not always the case with the people who surrounded me. I once have a friend who told me he doesn't have any dreams. Sorry, cut that. I was one of the few lucky ones who had my dream identified early in my life, but it's not always the case with the people surrounded by me. I have many friends who used to tell me they don't have any dream at all. And I tell them, yes, you do. And they said, no, I don't have any dream. I just want to stay at home all day, watch Netflix, and never have to go to work. And I said, there you go. There's your dream. And now let's work on a plan towards that dream. So for those friends who are girls and have this dream and quite attractive, we work out a plan on how to find her a good husband, someone who will provide for the family and will never ask her to go to work. So we come up with a plan with where to meet men like that, provides for the family, and they must have high paid jobs so that she doesn't have to join the workforce. And then we come up with the plan on how to become more attractive and how to flirt with those men and how to make them fall in love with you. Now, of course, not everyone who followed through this plan, but for those who did, they are happily married and happily living as a housewife, never have to work in their life. Now, the important thing here is to set simple goals. And that's where I used to fail totally. My dream as a kid was to save the world, solve the world hunger problem. So my first stage of my plan was to get a company IPO'd. But I didn't know there's actually a systematic way of planning our dreams. And one of the important things is to set simple goals. So I set the bar too high, and once I failed, I actually gave up for 10 years of my life just to do something simple and become a business consultant. One of my friends' dream is to become financially independent. And his plan on doing it is to gain a lot of financial knowledge through reading books. But he hates reading books. So in the first week, I suggest him to just read 1 paragraph a day. So he pulled through. Second week, I asked him to just read half a page a day. and he pulled through. Week 3, read 1 page a day, he pulled through. And now he can actually read one entire book in just 1 to 3 days. Now let's all remember that there's a systematic way to identify our dreams, plan, and set step-by-step simple goals that we can easily follow through each day, and hence dramatically increase our chance towards succeeding our dream and our goal. Secret number 2, 99% of the time, there's a better way. We just need to learn how to find it, how to find the better way. We need to learn how to think in 3.0 or think 4.0. Now, I like math quite a lot. So I used to play this little math game with my friends called 0011. Now we have 4 numbers here, 2 zeros and 2 1s. And we're trying to find the best mathematical combination by using those 4 numbers to come up with the maximum output, the maximum number, mathematically. Now first we try to rearrange a lot of things. It could be 0011, 1100. It could be 10 plus 10, 10 times 10. And stage 1, we work out that 1100 is actually the best solution with the maximum output. Now that's thinking 1.0. Sorry, cut that. Now we were thinking 1.0. But when we start thinking in 2D or 3D, we start realizing that, hey, we can actually make it the 10 power of 10, which means 1 and then 10 zeros. And we were thinking 2.0. Now, just when I thought there's no better answer now, there's no way 10 the power of 10, we've solved it. That's the maximum output that can become. One of my friends told me, what if we can combine the 2 zeros together and make it an infinity sign? Wow, they were thinking outside the box. And soon we come up with the answer, infinity power 11. We were thinking 3.0. And again, for months, when I just thought this is the best answer, one day it hit me. What if we can put the 2 1s together and make it an x? And we can come up with the answer like infinity the power of x, or x the power of infinity, if we know that x is a number larger than 11. If we can just bend the rules a little bit. And that's where I realized that in our university years, there are certain rules. Sorry, cut that. In our academic years, like during our university years, during our university years, we are always competing with each other for grades. And there are so many rules that we all must follow just to ensure the game is fair. For example, if it's a closed book exam, then no one can open their books. If it's an open book exam, then everyone can open their book. But soon after going out to the real world, once I start getting a job, it took me 20 years to realize that most people in the real world are not playing by the rules. They either bend the rules or they either set the rules. And it's like this picture here. That if you always follow the rules, if you always give yourself limitations, you just become this gentleman in the right who's always trying to build up his muscle and trying to be a faster runner. But people in the real world doesn't always play fair. They will find out a way they will find a vehicle just like the car, put themselves behind the wheel. And no matter how hard you train yourself to become a fastest runner, you can never compete with someone who's driving the car. And the next 4 secrets that I'm going to share with you are the easy ways, the way that help me find the better solutions.
Okay, this part is only showing you which slide to use. That obviously you need to re-record everything using my speech and combine with the PowerPoints.